This globe highlights the Earth's equatorial band, where the Philippine archipelago receives a massive, constant concentration of solar radiation compared to the rest of the world. Despite this abundance of sunlight, the dense urban infrastructure and the traffic that powers these cities still run almost entirely on imported fuel. Reliance on fossil fuels leaves the nation's energy supply at the mercy of global shipping lanes. Distant conflicts immediately threaten the flow of oil, creating a ripple effect that translates sudden supply disruptions into immediate fuel price hikes. National energy security is currently dictated by foreign geopolitics rather than the country's own natural wealth. To gain true independence, the country must sever this fragile lifeline and start capturing the energy source that hits the islands every day. When imported oil arrives, it is processed in massive centralized facilities that dominate the landscape. These plants form a centralized utility system, a structure that is heavily controlled by a small group of elite owners. This network map shows how millions of individual homes are tethered to just a few massive power hubs. This design creates a bottleneck that forces citizens into a state of total reliance. This centralized structure makes ordinary people vulnerable. Because the power flows from a single source through these rigid lines, the public has no defense against unilateral price mixing or systemic blackouts. The current energy crisis is rooted in a structural power imbalance between the oligarch-controlled utilities and a public that has no other choice. Solar technology offers a path toward decentralization. It allows communities to sidestep the large-scale grid and the elites who manage it. However, this shift requires solar hardware to be affordable. For the public to benefit, these tools must be accessible to the average household, not just large industrial players.
When a household installs its own panels, it transforms from a passive consumer into an independent producer of power. This independence provides immediate economic relief. As households stop relying on the centralized grid for every kilowatt, the steady flow of wealth to the top of the utility ladder begins to slow. By generating power at the source, households gradually reduce their dependence on centralized utilities. This process erodes the monopoly's leverage and shifts the focus of energy security from a few large corporations to the citizens themselves. There is a risk in this transition. If the country trades imported oil for imported solar expertise, it remains dependent on foreign nations to keep the lights on. True independence requires technical literacy within the country. Filipinos must be the ones who design, build, and repair these systems. This is why the country must encourage the next generation to focus on careers in technology and science. These students need the specific skills to innovate and maintain complex energy systems without relying on outside help. The result is a society that is resilient and self-reliant, protected from both global supply shocks and domestic monopolies. The Philippines will realize its geographic potential when its youth are equipped to engineer their own energy future.